Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jason White, and this is my channel, Jason's Weird Reads. If you like horror books, dark science fiction, dark fantasy, please hit the subscribe button down there, and we'll discuss some books. All right, so this is my 2019 wrap-up video. It was a pretty good year. My main overview is that this was the year of Wheel of Time, where I started the Wheel of Time series, and I'm still going strong. I'm on book 11, Knife of Dreams, right now, and there's only 3 more books left after that, and then the prequel, which makes it 4 in total. I'm planning on reading the prequel as well. It's much shorter than the other books, though, so that's good. But it was also the year of finding new authors. I found so many new authors, it's crazy. Overall, it was a good year, but I did suffer a reading slump at the end in November and December. I kind of noticed that this happened last year as well. So this year, I'm going to keep track of it and see if there's not something I can do to help maybe, avoid falling into end of year reading slump. But if that, I did make my reading goal that I set on Goodreads, which was 50 books. I got 53 books in the end, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to be setting my next goal at 55 books, maybe 60, I don't know. It really depends on that reading slump I seem to fall into during the fall. If I hadn't fallen into that reading slump, I would have really knocked the ball out of the park. I would have gotten at least 60 books probably. So that's, I'm happy with that. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep track of that. Want to see if it's a pattern. I noticed that, with my SAD, I tend to fall into sort of depressed mode. It's not really sad feelings of sadness or anything. I'm just really unmotivated. I try to read a book and I just can't. I'm just not interested in it. The want and the desire is still there, but you just can't. It's just weird to explain. And I think my SAD anyway, is sort of responsible for that. But I did have some successes this year. I made my goal, as I mentioned. I'm reading this off my phone. So it was, there was that nasty slump in the end, but I still made the goal, so I'm happy with that. I also completed the Bloody Beach read along that we did in the summer with Rachel at Shades of Orange. I did experience a lot of failures this year too. A big one being the Camathon. That's when my reading slump hit, and I tried reading. I finished Autumn Crow and I loved it, but it took me a while to read it, and I just never even really got around to reading Cameron Rabique's books. So I'm gonna finish those this year because I really love his stories. They're so much fun. But yeah, so I failed at that. And also my Wheel of Time read along. Not my own personal reading of the Wheel of Time, but the read along itself, it died a slow, agonizing death. The group still has the group on Goodreads still has a few comments here and there, but for the most part, it died. Nobody really kept up with it. Some of the members went on to complete the series ahead of schedule, which is fine, but they never commented on the books. And then some people just gave up around books 1 or 2, which is also understandable. It's a big commitment, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, that's for sure. There were other successes and other failures, but those were the big ones, the ones that stand out in my mind. And I want to thank Rachel from Shades of Orange again for inviting me onto the Bloody Beach read along. If she does it again next year, I'm hoping that she will ask me to be a part of that. If not, that's okay too. Alright, so plans for 2020. I just mentioned Rachel from Shades of Orange, as she just posted her video, and she had like a budget. And it was a budget for book buying. And it was interesting. That interested me because I wanted to spend less money on books this year. We are currently being overtaken by books. There's piles of books everywhere in this house, and I just don't have room for it anymore. So I think I want to limit my spending for that, if nothing else. And so I haven't set a budget though. I'm not too sure. Like she set a budget of $100 for the year, and books can run up to like $30. Um, that would be only like 3 or 4 books, if they all cost like $30, right? So I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet, but it's something I'm currently considering. But yeah, I do want to buy less physical books, and also, I do tend to buy way too many ebooks. Yeah, I usually get them on sale because I am a member of BookBub. I think that's what it's called, and they always have great deals on there. But I'm gonna try to limit that. I don't know. All right, so on to there's a couple of reading challenges that I want to read. Or they're like year-long challenges too. These two, there's going to be other readathons, I'm sure, that I'll join. I'm going to be a little bit more selective, I think, in the new year. But there's a couple that I really want to do that take place all year long, and I'm going to do my best to do what I can. It's no big deal if I pass them or not. But the first one is the Rereadathon. I can't remember. I think it was Catalyst Books started doing that 2 or 3 years ago, and Alex Black picked it up after he left BookTube. So there are a bunch of prompts for this challenge. I'm not going to go through them because I don't have them, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to follow the prompts too closely, because my idea here is that I watch the channel in the coming few weeks. Actually, as soon as I can, I'm going to come out. I've already shot the horror one, but I've got a second list of top 10 favorite horror books, and I'm also going to shoot top 10 science fiction and a top 10 fantasy. I'm not going to touch the fantasy because my year is pretty much planned for the fantasy, but for the Rereadathon, I'm going to discuss I'm going to reread 6 books from each of the horror and science fiction lists and spread them out throughout the year, obviously. One per month. And so we'll see how that goes. So 6 of my favorite horror books and 6 of my favorite science fiction books. So be on the lookout for those lists. They'll be out soon. And I'm gonna choose from those lists which books I will reread. And also, just yesterday, it was announced the German Books Challenge. And this is hosted by Mel's Bookland Adventures. And it's also hosted by Britta Bohler. I'll put their links down there in the comment section. And basically, well, they have some prompts too, and a couple of read-alongs. There's a Facebook, there's a Goodreads group that you can join, and I've joined it. And I'm going to read I'm going to hit their first tier, which is like the lowest city in Germany. It's below sea level, like 3 meters and something. That's my goal. That's 1 to 6 books, 1 to 5 books. And I have 2 books I want to read. The first one is River by Esther Kinsky. And the second one is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. And I'm going to keep my eye on that group. And I'm going to maybe do the read-alongs. Or I don't know if there's going to be very many suggestions. I'm sure there will be. And I might pick some more from that. But I've been wanting to read German literature for some time now. Just never really knew where to start. Where would be a good place to start that would give me a good first impression? And I'm pretty sure that River will be a good one. It sounds kind of trippy. It also has a very literary feel to it. It's about a sort of like a memoir style book about a woman and all the rivers in her life, and the story sort of takes a surreal direction, and from my knowledge, reality kind of becomes all screwed up. So that sounds like something right up my alley, right there. And of course, there's Metamorphosis by Kafka. It's one book that has slipped through my fingers, and I need to read it. I've been wanting to read it. I've had the physical copy of that book, for about 10 years now, and I keep meaning to read it. I think I'm a little intimidated by it, to be honest, and that's why I haven't read it. But this is the year. All right, so that is my wrap-up, or not my wrap-up, well, my wrap-up and my look forward to 2020. thank you to everyone who has come onto my channel and subscribed and commented. You guys are very valuable to me. I absolutely enjoy my time here, and I'm looking forward to another year with you guys. So thanks for watching, everyone, and keep being creative. I'll catch you guys in the next bookish video.